this time we're going to be talking about personal growth and development. What is the role of growing as a man, an individual man, and developing yourself as a man? And it doesn't matter whether you're a man in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, or 60s. What role does that play to your emotional health, your mental health, and even your physical health? So, if you'd be so kind to start off with, what is personal growth to you? What does it mean? And how have you grown personally?
Yeah. So personal growth for me is becoming the best I can possibly be.
I love that. I absolutely love that. Becoming the best you can be.
Yeah. And for me personally, there's so many doors in life. And I like to at least have a look at every door. I'll try and knock on a few doors. I'll try and open certain doors up with certain keys, and certain keys won't open. There's certain doors I want to break down because I want to be in that room. But yeah, for me, it's just not settling. It's not settling. But also as well, there are some men that are comfortable, that personal growth for them is making sure that their kids are happy, making sure that their wife is happy, making sure that their parents are comfortable. That is their own personal growth. And I think sometimes in this society, personal growth can kind of equal, or kind of equate to more money. And a lot of people say more money, more problems, and X, Y, and Z, which can be true. But also more resources means that you have more ways to help other people.
More options.
More options to actually help other people to make sure that their walk in their career, in their life is as smooth as well. So yeah, it's a very kind of interesting topic, especially in this day and age.
Yeah.
What does personal growth mean to you?
No, very interesting question. To be honest, for me, it is discovering my potentials and my possibilities and doing something about them. That's what it's always been to me. So, for example, if I know I can write a book, why am I not doing something about it? And I am working on the book right now. And I've carried this book in my head for the last 5 or 6 years. No word of a lie, literally. And it's about men's mental health. I've been carrying that book in me, but I've not done anything about it. And I now realize it's because I have not focused my personal development towards becoming a writer. I have published a book before in the previous walk of life. I know that. And I remember the regimented focus I had to have to be able to complete that piece of work. But then I moved away from that life, if that makes sense, and I lost the discipline to write. You talked about writing earlier on, how much of that, and I was like so jealous. But it's like, oh gosh, I don't write anymore. I don't keep a journal. Right now, I don't even write a to-do list. I keep everything in my head, and I just felt like, oh gosh, I forgot to do that because you didn't write it down. So I'm relearning again the concept, the principle, and the discipline of writing. And it's not easy because I've allowed myself to become so busy. And I'm always doing something. I'm always out there. So I'm late. And for me, that is personal growth because I know what I can do. And I know the benefit of what I can do if I do it. And now I'm learning to discipline myself and refocus myself to actually doing it. And that's personal growth for me. It's growing, it's learning and applying the principles of what you learn to become a better person, either for yourself or for the good of your community. So, yes. Sorry. At least I have a tendency to give very long answers to very simple questions.
Well, I mean, so you have a football business.
I do.
And literally that requires discipline, and also you have to be very self-aware that, okay, you know what, I don't want to work a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I have this fire inside of me, and you've created something from nothing.
Yeah.
But also, you know, I've got to play devil's advocate as well. The people you employ, you can't have everyone in your business wanting to start a business because then you don't have any employees.
So true.
So when like people are talking about personal growth, and literally everyone should inspire to be the best they can be, there's got to be people who are very happy in terms of their role and responsibilities, like in your company, that you can rely on as well, and who are loyal.
Yeah.
Because you don't want everyone that you employ, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, you don't want everyone to leave you every single time because it costs you money to retrain them.
You're right. When you run a business, you've got to find that balance between developing people and wanting to hold on to them for as long as you can, and developing people and being willing to let them go with your blessing when it's time for them to go. And I've had that. As in, anyone who's managed to set up a business would have had that. And I'll give you an example. I've got a coach where he came to us as an apprentice, young coach, teenager, and we invested time, effort, resources, and mentored him, and actually invested and paid for his level 1 to become a qualified coach. In addition to being an apprentice, we didn't have to, but I saw the potential in this young man. I was like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's invest in you. And after a year and a bit, he grew in confidence, grew in knowledge, and applied for a job within the school to be a PE coach or a PE member of staff, and got it, and told me. And my first initial reaction was like, "What? You're leaving after everything we've paid for this?" That was my initial reaction, and then I sat back and was like, "You know what, young man? I'm proud of you." Yeah. So I had my initial reaction as a natural business owner's reaction, like, I've invested in you and you're leaving me. Mm-hmm. And then I sat back and was like, you know, I'm proud of you because you saw an opportunity to grow and develop. You took it. And you saw an opportunity to further grow and develop. And I asked him why. And he said his ambition is to become a PE teacher. And I was like, bravo, well done to you. And I like that. And so we found a way for him to do what he's doing within the school. And in the evenings when we have a session, we're still using him. Mm. Yeah, but the downside is what we pay him has doubled because he's now a qualified coach. I was like, what a smart man. So listen, yeah. So it is a tricky one, as in finding that balance between letting people grow and go, and letting people grow and you try to hold on to them. It is a difficult one. But I've got based on what you said, I've got kind of a question. What role does having an ambition or a goal have in personal growth and development?
I mean, it's so important. I mean, for me, it's trying to create a legacy. Mm. It's trying to create a legacy for your family and your friends and your brothers and sisters. Mm. It's, you know, some like people's ambition is to help others. That is personal growth. Yeah. Do you know how humbling it is? Do you know how selfless it is to use your knowledge and use your resources to help other people? 100%, I totally agree in self growth and personal, development, 100%. But to humble yourself and to help someone next to you that's interested in your industry, your career, and take your time to impart your wisdom onto them so they can grow. Mm. That's why, for me, a lot of men, especially black men, I think it's changing now, but back in the day, it was like, You know, if you kind of look at another black man that's probably got a, just something about them, you think, I don't like that person. Why? Because they are moving in a certain way, and literally you are aspiring to actually be that person. But rather than championing that person, you are hating on that person. Now, I think things are beginning to be like a little bit different, because knowledge is power with the advances of social media and the kind of knowledge is out there, and like for me personally, the more people I help, and the right people as well.
Yeah.
You can't help everyone.
Yeah.
And I refuse to help everyone. Trust me, I refuse to help everyone.
That has to be a conversation for another day of
Okay.
podcast.
Yeah.
Refusing to help everyone. I love that.
Yeah.
But that's gonna be a topic one day.
But more, the right people who that I can help, they will grow, and they will grow their skyscrapers, and I will grow mine. And there's not a demolition ball that's gonna smash down any skyscrapers, and we're building together.
Awesome. How have you grown as an individual?
How have I grown? In terms of career-wise, or just
ambition, goals, aspiration, business. What steps have you taken to get to where you are today?
I have taken a lot of risks in my life.
Ooh, risk taking. Okay, I'll put it down as a tip.
I am a huge risk taker. I am. I do not mind going into a room that I don't know anyone and just being there. I don't have to talk to everyone, but I'm in that room. I've found myself in rooms and in conversations. I'm like, how I got here, but then I remember, because I've sent that email, because I've not only sent that email, I've done something different within that email. For example, a lot of people just send a generic email, hi, so and so, like I love your stuff. I would actually love to come and work for you, X, Y, and Z. I love video. Video is part of my DNA. Rather than me sending a written email, and again, this is like a tip to anyone out there that actually wants to catch people's attention. Rather than sending a written email, do a video message.
Yeah.
So then they can hear your tone of voice, your body language, how you look, and when you're talking, that's you being you. Anyone can create an amazing email. ChatGPT, AI, which is an amazing tool if used properly, but you cannot fake a video. Well, tell her that. You can fake a video. But yes, you can fake a video.
Yeah.
But when someone is authentic with their message, and I kind of got a job to actually do some work with Dean Forbes, who is an amazing businessman in the kind of tech field, and I was there when he did his £1 billion deal, and I'm there and I'm filming. I'm like, how did I get? I'm literally interviewing certain people from different fields, and I had to pinch myself and think, how am I here? But then I had to remember, I put in the groundwork. I put out a video message. I literally contacted whoever I needed to. I was prepared to put in that productive work. And again, it's networking with the right people. It's about being very, I'd say, very. You don't have to apologize for moving in different groups.
Yeah.
Not every group that you are in can serve you. And literally, a lot of people can actually feel a bit of a way. Oh my gosh, okay, so Tabriz is only hanging around with me when it kind of needs to, X, Y, and Z. No.
Yeah.
Hopefully I give you value with things that I'm saying to you, and vice versa.
Absolutely.
But there are certain conversations that, literally you can't help me in. I'm sorry, which is cool. But literally, I know where my heart is and literally what I need to do. And I wouldn't feel any disrespect if you felt the same way, because
that's brilliant.
we both need to grow.
Yeah, listen, you're just saying stuff right now, and you're just sort of like almost triggering a lot of ideas and memories about growing and developing as an individual. And one of the things that just popped up in my head is there's always so many limitations and restrictions when it comes to growing, and something that could almost push you back when you're trying to grow. Is like, that's that feedback you're getting, but at the same time you said about being around the right people, and I think one of the ways to break that barrier when it comes to personal growth and development is having the right people around you, because if you don't, it could stifle your growth. Yeah. And I was just like, again, the idea of doing the podcast was alien to me, and I was like, nah, I'm not. I don't see the value in it. But then I started listening to podcasts, and I was like, oh my days, there's something in this. And then we met, and then I discovered that you were into podcasts, and then we were having conversations, and I'm like, you know what? I've got something I'd like to say, and I'd love to have an audience to say to. You've got something you'd like to say, and you've got an audience. You've got a platform. We've got that. I was like, but I've never done a podcast before. I don't like the sound of my voice. I'm not sure about my accent. I'm not even sure what accent I've got. A child today in the school said, you have an Irish accent like my dad. I was like, what? And my comeback answer was, my accent changes from time to time. All right, so one day it could be Nigerian, one day it could be South African. I've got no idea where that came from. An Irish accent? A black man? Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, doing this podcast right now is something I never thought I would do. But it's helping me grow as an individual. It's helping me develop myself. This, for me, is one of the best expression of personal development. At my ripe old age, I'm becoming a podcaster. If you told me this a year ago, I was like, nah, not for me, man. I don't even like to see my face in front of a camera. I don't have selfies, and I don't take selfies like that. I do have some, but I'm like, nah, I'm not sure about my face. I'm like, freckles here, dimples here. I think my nose is bent. My eyelashes are like not even now. I hate the sound of my voice. But I'm here now. I've been able to overcome those self-doubts and limitations, and I'm growing, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the process. So I just want to touch on that before we kind of move on to the next bit, which is, what are your top 5 tips for personal growth and development?
Top 5.
I
wow.
know. I've sprung this on you. Oh, okay, let's do it. If you come up with 3, I'll come up with 2. No, okay. You come up with 4.
and then you come up with 1.
80-20 principle, which we're going to talk about in the future.
Cool.
Yeah, top 5 tips.
I'd say it's never too late.
Never too late. I love that.
It is never too late.
I love that.
If you
never
feel
too late to grow.
If you feel today, tonight, that something is wrong, you've always got tomorrow, by God's grace, to literally change that circumstance.
Absolutely.
It's never too late.
Love that.
It's day one. It's not one day. It's day one. It's
That's
never
powerful.
too late.
Never too late to grow. So for the 60, I'm going to look in the camera to say this, all right? So for the 65-year-old man out there feeling like you've had this dream, you've had this notion, you've had this idea in your head, but now you're in your 60s and it's too late. It's never too late.
It's never too late.
For the young man out there in your early 20s who wanted to start a business, whatever business that might be, and you're now in your late 20s and you feel, oh, I should have done this when I was like 18 and 19, so I start early, learn all the mistakes. It's never too late. It is never too late to go out there and chase your dream and become what you really want to become. I love that. I think that's powerful. That's powerful. Tip number 2.
Well, tip number 2
Yeah.
is your comfort zone. It's called the comfort zone because you are comfortable and and you need to break out of that. Every time you break out of your comfort zone, that's when growth happens.
Come out of your comfort zone.
And you know, I've kind of heard this example, you know, many times in terms of, you know, when a kind of child is walking and crawling, like they're kind of comfortable doing like certain things. It's like, okay, no, I'm seeing adults crawl and walk. I wanna do exactly the same. You know, and literally that's how, again, people grow. That they're constantly bursting through the ceilings out of their comfort zone. Like for example, I was heavily into weddings. I was filming weddings. It was me, myself, and I. And then I realized, you know, for me to actually earn more and to kind of have, you know, I'd say bigger clients, I need a team.
Yeah.
Project managing. I've never project managed before. Okay, you know what? Rather than me feeling all anxious about it, I'm just gonna do it. You know, this is outside of my comfort zone. But I got the people in. You know, I got the videographers, the photographers. I sorted everything out logistically, and you know what? It was a very, very profitable business.
Brilliant.
And you know, there's me. You know, people taking pictures of me as a project manager. You know, me. You know, just literally making sure everything is going well. I'm facilitating my team.
Brilliant.
You know, and literally that's something I just didn't think I could do because, again, I'm out of my comfort zone. When I first started doing podcasting, when I first started speaking in front of camera, it's a comfort zone. You know, I have a speech impediment.
Wow.
I have a speech impediment, which is, again, another story. I didn't know how to speak. I didn't even know how to say my name. I had to go to speech therapy.
That is mind-blowing.
I had to go to speech therapy.
Wow. Getting
And
back to that principle, it's never too late.
it's never too late. Always do something that's outside your comfort zone, because if you do, that's when the magic happens. That's literally where the magic is, and literally that is literally when you can do amazing things. So that's tip number 2.
Oh, brilliant. So growth is not comfortable. Growth is not always comfortable. Okay. Tip number 3.
Tip number 3, and literally I am gonna refer this to social media, like for me, because again, the digital background is kind of probably where I kind of get a lot of my success and whatnot. Is for me, choose a platform, study it, and just do it, if that makes sense. So if it's Instagram, do your research. What goes hand in hand with Instagram? Pictures, videos, carousels, reels, motivational segments, sports, whatever it is, whatever your expertise is. Take your camera, because your camera is probably the most powerful tool you will have. People think that you need so many gadgets, so much equipment. Like your phone is just literally a marketing ninja. It can do everything.
I like that. Marketing ninja.
It's a marketing ninja. Just have your camera, film or take a picture, look at it. Even though it's not perfect, it's okay. Press send, press distribute, and start from there.
I'm gonna put it down as research and learn a new skill.
Research, learn a new skill. Just do it however you want to frame it.
Just do it.
Because, you know, I think us like men, sometimes like we don't like to read the instructions. We just like to.
Oh my days! That's why I do not like IKEA.
Honestly, literally, I can't do all of, you know. Literally, I can't read a manual. I just look at something. I'm like, okay, well, it doesn't work. I'm gonna, you know, carry on doing it until it fits in.
Typical man. Same here.
So just do it. Like whatever platform it is, look at it. Okay, that's kind of working on that platform. What is it that I like talking about? Gardening. Okay. I'll take pictures of daffodils. I will literally start talking about soil. I'll start talking about fertilizer. Alan Titchmarsh. I will actually read an article about him and relate it to what I'm doing. And then you just keep on doing it. So literally, it's like just about doing it.
Brilliant.
Do it.
So, top tip number 4.
Top tip number 4 is I would say research and make sure that you're hanging around with the right people.
Right people.
So there's a website called meetup.com. It's an amazing website where you can go on it, and then you can type in groups for knitting and in my local area, and it will give you a plethora of events and whatnot. Go and hang around with the right people, because those people will inspire you. Exactly what I said to our producer before we started this podcast. It's being in an environment like this inspires me.
Absolutely.
It's the energy.
Yeah.
You know, it's the kind of energy for me now to like go home and think, okay, you know what can I do to just enhance my production a little bit more.
Absolutely.
So yeah, like you've got to be in the right space. You've got to have like the right people around you.
Brilliant.
And sometimes the right people may come and go in your life. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So just because you are friends with someone right now that's interneting, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be with you halfway or even 3/4 of your journey. There are certain people that are for your journey for a certain period of time, and that's okay. Seasons.
Yeah. Brilliant. So the deal was you come up with 4 tips and I'll come up with 1.
Okay.
I think that's a fair that's a fair balance, all right? So for me, and I think this probably would complement the 4 tips you've already shared, I've written down, be resilient. Absolutely bounce back again and again and again. And I've learned in life, it's not how many times you get knocked down, but it's how many times you get back up that defines you. And so, don't take no for an answer. Just say thank you, I'll try again. I didn't get the job the first time, I would apply again. So be resilient. Come back again and again and again and again. If at first you don't succeed, I usually say this to our players. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Because you missed a shot or you missed a chance or you lost a game, don't give up. Don't go home feeling sad and sorry for yourself. Try again. So be resilient. So I'll just summarize that. Never too late. Come out of your comfort zone. Research and learn a new skill. Be with the right people or the right environment. And be resilient. I'll tell you what, I think these 5 tips, any man or any person can take those 5 things, run with it, and experience growth and personal development.